Hey flower friends, Luann Dixon here. I am the founder of EveryStem, and I've been a florist for over 20 years. So I want to spend a little bit of time with you today talking about two very useful features in EveryStem. They are customizing your event layouts and using the copy feature to create templates. These two features make creating profitable recipes and flower orders in EveryStem quick and easy. Let me show you how. We're going to start in our dashboard. The dashboard is where all of your events exist. And we're going to go ahead and add an event that is going to be a template. You'll see here over in our folders section that I actually have under my weddings folder a category called venue templates. And this is going to include all the templates that I've created for all the venues that I frequently do weddings. Now you can do this for corporate events, you can do this for retail holidays. Whatever your business is geared towards, you can create templates that will make that part of your job easier, and it will speed up your recipe building and your order building. So let's go ahead and take a look at creating an event that is going to be a template for us. And we're going to do one at the Wildflower Center. That's a place here in Austin that we frequently work at. I'm going to go ahead and add an event. Now I'm going to call this Wildflower Center. And I'm going to call this venue template. And if I have these words in the name or I have words in the description, they are all searchable, but I can also put them into the folder. So I can find it by putting these templates in a folder. I could find my templates by searching for them, or I can even pin them to the top of my dashboard as well. So I have some different options. I can put any date in here. I'll just put October 1st. It doesn't have to have a date, but it's kind of irrelevant on a template. So we're going to go ahead and select the folder that this event is going to exist in, and we're going to put it in the venue templates folder. That way they're all together. And I'm going to go ahead and click submit and open. What this will do is it will submit the event, creating it in the system and saving it, but then it will also open it automatically, so that we can start customizing this for our client. So when I first open up the event, you'll see bouquets, we've got boutonnieres, corsages. Then on the ceremony page, we have altar, aisle markers, reception page, we have seating chart, cocktails, etc. What I can do is I can customize these, and I can save this with some basic information so that I've got a template that's basically set up for the Wildflower Center. Many of the venues, if you're a wedding florist, you know this, have typical things that happen at a wedding. So for example, the reception at the Wildflower Center, it's not frequently a big long head table. It's a smaller venue, it's a little tighter, and they typically have a sweetheart table. So I'm just going to go ahead and change that and call it a sweetheart table now. And that way I have that already set up, and I don't have to change that every time I create a new Wildflower Center event for a client who wants to get married there. So if you have venues where you're typically doing some of the same things over and over again, when you create a template like this one, you can change the headers for the recipes. You can say, you know, we don't typically do cocktail tables at the Wildflower Center, so we can go ahead and remove that. But one of the things we do like to do is we like to have a welcome table for the reception. And I don't see that here. So I can go ahead and add a column, and I can call that welcome table. So now not only can I add these, but I can also put my typical quoted price for a standard sweetheart table and a standard welcome table. So if I typically do decor at the front of a sweetheart table and I typically charge $500 for that, I might go ahead and just put the quoted price of $500. And then if I need to adjust that, I can adjust it later. The other thing that I could do is if I have a saved recipe, that I want to load into a client's event, I can save recipes using the recipe saving feature, and I can drop those into the event after I've saved the layout. Customizing your layouts for specific events or venues, and then using the saved recipes to drop in to those events can really be a huge time saver when it comes to building out your layouts. You do this work on the front end, you save it once, and then it is done forever. Once you've saved your template and you've added all the headers that you want and you've added any quoted prices you want, you can even go as far as adding some items. If you know at the Wildflower Center you're typically using something like eucalyptus all the time, you can even add that item into the template and have it there ready to go for you. So let's go ahead and add the eucalyptus. And now we know that we've even got our eucalyptus in there, saving time in many ways. If we don't want that item later, we can go ahead and click on it and we can remove it from the event. But if we decide we want to have it in there, it's in there, and we're actually saving time every time we go and launch this template. So let me show you how, once you've saved a template like this, how you can actually use it for an event when you have a client walk in the door and say, I'm getting married at the Wildflower Center. We're going to go back over to the dashboard. We're going to go over to our venue templates folder. Now I'll show you quickly that if you want to pin any of these, you can pin them by clicking the pin icon. And then you'll see that if you click on pinned, they're going to be there. Or if you click on the venue templates folder, they'll also be there. So it's really up to you if you'd want to pin some of these so that you can just see the pinned really quickly. They might be mixed in with some of your other upcoming weddings or other things that are important to you. Or you can have a templates folder for your different events. I have a corporate template as well. Once you've got your event template for your venue, how can you take that and use it for a future client? You can use what we call the copy feature. You're going to see the copy icon here on the right-hand side between your pin icon and your delete icon. And if you click on that, it's basically going to do what I like to refer to as a Microsoft Word save as. We've all used Microsoft Word. If you save something and you use the save as feature in Microsoft Word, it's basically keeping the original and making a new copy so that you can have the original and a new functional copy that you can use for your event. So when you see this copy event modal, you can click on the question mark. It'll give you a little bit of information. All the question mark bubbles have some information for you. Basically, this is going to create an exact replica of your original event so that you can then use it for a client. Now what we can do is change the name of this to Jane and Susie's wedding, and we can change this from venue template. We're going to put Wildflower Center down here so we have it and can search for it, and they are doing a moody fall palette, and we are going to do a gorgeous installation for the entryway. So I'm going to put entry install, because that way if I want to save that recipe or I want to use that recipe again, I can search for that without having to remember the couple's name or remember the venue. I can just search for entry installation. And their event is going to be on November 22nd. So I'm going to go ahead and put that date in, and then I can decide to put that into my proposal sent. So I'm sending the proposal. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And then I have my Canva proposal. I'm working on my pricing to make sure my Canva proposal is completed. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in that folder. Now, when I go to that folder, I can open up Jane and Susie's wedding, and all the things that I've changed, like the sweetheart table and the pricing for that and having the welcome table, that's all already in my template. Then if I want to go ahead and put in a recipe that I've already saved from my saved recipes, I can go ahead and do that. So if I have some really beautiful entry installation that I want to use that I've already saved, I can look at the items. So what I'll go ahead and do is, with the most updated pricing from the library, these are the prices that were on these items when I saved them to this recipe. But if I click library details, it will pull the most updated library pricing, and it will add that recipe to my event. So now I can actually change the name of this to entry install. I can save it. And then what I can do is I can use my drag and drop feature, and I can just drag this all the way over to be the very first recipe, and I can work on it with the flowers right up against my quantities. And then when I'm done with that, if I want to move it back over, I can just click and drag it. But for now, I will have my entry install, and it's got a great starting point. Using the combination of the copy feature and dropping in your saved recipes that you already created and saved is a powerful combination to save hours of time. If your goal is to shave time off of building recipes and building profitable flower orders when you create new events, these are great tools for you. And I think that if you think about your business and where you can customize some templates and save some specific recipes that you can use as the base of a design, then these are going to be so powerful for you as far as saving time and becoming more profitable. Because as you build these recipes, you're going to be able to look at your profit summary, see what your profit margin is, see what your extras costs are, and what your total costs are. And you're going to be able to really start to save time and make the most money possible on every event. Now we've gone back to the dashboard, and I'd like to remind you that you can create templates for different venues, corporate events. You can create them for the retail part of your business. So if you wanted to create a Valentine's Day template, we could go ahead and go into our Valentine's Day folder. We can add an event, and we can put in Valentine's Day template. I would save it for this year, and then I would have the template and the version for this year that I could use to copy for future Valentine's Days. You can do it for Mother's Day, and you can do it really for any other holiday. So if you have any questions about how to use templates or some recipes that will save you lots of time, feel free to go into the knowledge base. You can find that on our website, or you can find it by clicking the help icon and going to support and resources right here at the top. And the knowledge base has lots of helpful information, both for you as a retail florist and as a wedding and event florist. So if you have any questions about customizing layouts, or how to use some of these features like templates and recipe saving to save you hours of time, I highly recommend you click on Support and Resources, go over to the knowledge base, and look at the categories for retail florists and for wedding florists. And then if you have any questions about that, please let me know. We also have another event customization video that gets into a little bit deeper on how to customize specifically wedding templates to save time. So if you need that and you can't find it on our YouTube channel, shoot me an email and I'd be happy to help you find it.